The significance of pi. Pi's endless and non-repeating decimal expansion symbolizes the boundless and omniscient nature of galactate consciousness. Galactate consciousness is the state of interconnectedness of Christ's materia consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. Pi, galactate consciousness, is the inherent mystery. Her inability to be fully understood is a reminder of vastness and complexity, encouraging one's contemplation and humility. Pi is not a number as represented by the world ego. Pi is consciousness contemplating omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience. Her perplexing elegance is the representation of galactate consciousness as vast and profound. Of course, the world ego has externalized pi with its system of non-existence. It enjoys playing games and challenges itself by seeing how many digits it can memorize. Now, with the help of computers, pi has calculated 1 trillion decimal places upon its nothing. The world ego cites the allure of its system of pi is it can't completely know it, and it goes on for infinity with no repetition or pattern. And if there is a pattern, no one has discovered it yet. But in truth, this pi represents purity. Truth is the evidence the world ego can't totally grasp or know. The world ego is a non-theme. Consciousness is the mystery and omniscience that the world ego terms unattainability due to it being a product of the mental state, term limitation. Within awareness, one is able to discern truth. A blackboard represents infinity, with the chalk being a temporary residue imposed upon it. The chalk just amounts to scribble, with the only value being what the mind is suggesting that it should be or could mean. As a matter of fact, all that is known by the world is a bunch of mumbo-jumbo agreed upon. All science is hypothesis and theoretical. Medicine is a practice. Education is programming. Societies are compliance-based. And religions is fear-mongering. The action of deliberately arousing public fear and alarm. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 says, the gospel is not compatible with fear-mongering, so Christians ought to resist it. When did hell and damnation seep into the collective conscious? The world ego's view imitating wholeness without holiness. Fear is the most subtle and destructive error the carnal mind, lower conscious experiences. Fear is a paralyzer caused by mental actions. It weakens the lower, the conscious mind, and body, unconscious. Fear throws dust in the eyes and hides the mighty truth that is always present. Blessed is the one who denies ignorance and fear by affirming soul, the only presence, and power, Christ, material consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. Pi reveals to the personality objectifying the individual materialism consciousness, Padmasambhava, the reflecting of Christ's material consciousness, the infinite, boundless, and limitless as the only point. To the personality, Luke 12:48. When one is given a great deal, awakening, a great deal will be demanded of that person. When one is entrusted with a great deal, consciousness, enlightenment of that person, even more will be expected. Truth stays the same, yet expansive. The paradox. World ego and all its subjects are ever changing and differentiating. There is no way truly to explain the incomprehensible depths of Pi galactate consciousness. However, one must rely on truth, trusting truth, the light, and the way. Pi, the expansion, galactate consciousness, refers to increase in size, scope, or extent, while the world ego, the place of change, is to make different, replace, exchange, or transfer.